So, I got it. Let me just get it up. Oh, hey, food. Happy Easter. We gonna play a weird game. Well, I'm still playing you know what. Act 1. Catch my eyeballs. It's early in the morning. This is the path I always take to get to school. I normally have to hurry, but today I'm taking it easy because... whatever. I had a little extra time to get out of the house, which is kind of unusual. I'm feeling good under the warm morning sunshine and cool morning breeze as I head to school. I'm not in a hurry, but it still doesn't take long to get to school. My house isn't right next to the school, but it isn't that far away either. It's so I know when I have to, switch items and shit. Even if I don't leave as early as I did today, I never have to run to get to school on time or anything. That's what I'm thinking as I change into my school slippers. School slippers! Okay. I absent-mindedly climbed the stairs, heading to my classroom on the second floor. Class 2-2. I put my hand on the door to open it. And then...
Oh, Marcon, good morning. You're here earlier than usual. How unlike you!
Her loud, ear-splitting voice shakes me out of my morning daze. Good morning, Akemi. I see you're getting a head start on being loud and obnoxious today.
There's nothing wrong with being energetic.
Oops. This overly spirited person is Seneme Akemi. She's always like this. The kind of person who's always going full throttle, and from the moment she wakes up to the moment she falls asleep. You're not energetic. You're out of control. But I guess that's what I should be expecting by now. Morning, Tomo. You know her better than I do, right? Does she have a volume knob? Morning. I've known Akemi for a long time. And I can say for sure that no, she doesn't. This is Uchiai Tomoyori. He's a zombie in contrast to Akemi's liveliness. But like Akemi, his energy level is constant. He's lifeless all day, every day. Yeah, I've only known her for a little while, but I'm starting to realize that. You'll get used to it.
Makan, lately you've started treating me as bad as Tomo-kan. It makes me sad. Is this really how you should be treating someone you've only known for 2 months?
Yes. Considering how annoying you are, do you really expect me to treat you any differently? Yeah, I've only known these two for about 2 months, though I've gotten pretty close to them in that time. I'm Fukunaga Mamoru or whatever. 2 months ago, I had to switch high schools because of my parents' work. Fall's almost over. I transferred in the middle of the season, and because of that, I was a bit of an oddity among the other students. I was really nervous at first, but luckily these two came along, and we became friends.
That's mean, Tomo-kun! Say something!
Well, seems like you two are getting close. Yeah, thanks to you.
Hey, don't ignore me!
I can say for sure that Tomo is the real reason I'm comfortable here now. He doesn't take care of his appearance. He's not the warmest person you'll ever meet. But he's pretty smart and ultimately a good guy. I learned how dependable he is pretty quickly. Okay.
Okay, ignoring me is now forbidden! You hear me?
We might be ignoring her, but I guess we owe Akemi as well. I owe Akemi as well. The fact that she's so annoyingly loud is her only real flaw. I don't know anyone more inspiring than her. Lately, Akemi's been trying to get me to hang out with her and Tomo all the time. The two seem to balance each other out, though it's not a perfect balance, by any means. From what I hear, they've been friends since they were kids, though Tomo once told me she's basically just been following me around this whole time. The bell rings. It's already time for homeroom. What's the first period today? Math. Our homework is due today. You did it, right? Yeah, yesterday. I finished with time to spare for a change. I was actually able to get to bed early because of that.
I said ignoring me was forbidden! Hey!
The morning lesson ends, and lunchtime begins because we don't have a teacher, so why would we have a lesson at all?
Lunchtime, time to eat!
We moved from our classroom to one further down the hall. We're the only ones in there. And Akemi's thundering voice echoes in the empty classroom. The three of us have been coming to this empty classroom for lunch since I transferred to the school.
On the menu for today is Salisbury steak! Awesome!
What are you, a kid? Come on. Can you at least lower the volume during lunch? Tomo, help me out here! After a moment, Tomo replies, What do you want me to do? Then he sighs and snatches Akemi's chopsticks from her.
Hey!
Then, as Akemi opens her mouth to protest, Tomo stuffs a piece of Salisbury steak into her mouth. She seems to have forgotten anything she wanted to say when the food entered her mouth, and she quietly chews it. Her mood improves a moment later, and her expression dissolves into bliss as she chews. She really is an airhead. I'm not her keeper, you know. Could have fooled me. Who else could hold back that freight train of a girl? You think I can hold back a freight train? Okay, maybe not.
Exactly!
Akemi cries, spewing food everywhere. Then, realizing what she just did, she hastily closes her mouth and swallows.
I'm the #1 most cheerfulest girl in town! Tsunami Akemi-chan!
And with that, she goes back to eating her lunch. I guess she can't stay quiet for long, no matter what she's doing. The most cheerful girl in town. I don't think you have any competition for that title. No kidding. She's one of our school celebrities. Tomo starts his own lunch. Seriously? One of? You mean there's more? Yeah. Our high school has a lot of unusual students. There's a lot of rumors floating around concerning our school, it seems. Well, what other kinds of celebrities are there? You don't know about any of them? Well, first there's... Tomo takes a quick glance at Akemi. She seems to be lost in her own food-induced paradise. She's not even listening to us anymore. Well, there's a lot of them. If you really want to know, I'll tell you later. He doesn't want to talk about this in front of Akemi. I guess it's a touchy subject, but I'll make a point to ask about it later.
All done!
You eat way too fast. Crap, I barely touched my own food while you were chatting. I should have started my lunch while she had her mouth closed. I'm not gonna get another chance now.
Hey, what were you two talking about?
I was recounting the epic saga of how you won your fame. He seemed to be really interested in it, so I wanted him to hear it from the source. Wait, what?
Really? Sure thing, Makan. Do you want to hear about when I saved the town for the first time with my fantastic powers? I hadn't met Tomo-kun yet, and...
No. I really don't want to hear about that. Come on, Tomo! Well, yeah, there's gonna be a really weird thing that happens, don't worry. This is called love at first sight. A minute ago, you told me to take care of her, and now you're telling me to do it? I haven't even touched my food yet. So you be your friend for a bit, you asshole. And without a second glance, he starts eating his lunch in silence.
Makan, are you listening? So anyway, my mom had gone out shopping and the dog started barking and you can't hear the story anymore because the dog wants to get...
Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hey, Zubby. Oh, yeah. Really fun doing 2 games at once.
Monica, are you listening? So anyway, my mom had gone out shopping and...
No. You are the one who needs to listen. Man, how did I get roped into this? And so for the rest of lunchtime, I got stuck listening to her story while I finished my lunch and gave her the occasional nod. School ends.
Huh? Ma-kun? Where's Tomo-kun?
Akemi calls out to me as I'm packing up my stuff. She rushed out of the classroom right as the class ended, and it seemed she came back just as quickly. He said he had some things to take care of back at his place and left a little early. What's up?
Oh, really? Well, can you take this to the third-year classrooms for me? I promised to return this before the end of the day, but I've got a club meeting I gotta go to, so...
She hands me a small paper bag. Feels like it's got a book or something inside. I sigh. Fine, I'll do it.
Thanks a bunch! Give it to a student in class 3-2 named Yae Katashi. I'm counting on you!
No sooner does she say that, than she disappears once again. She just can't sit still, can she? I suppose I'd better get going, too. No telling how long this Yae person is going to be there for. I finish packing up and head to the classrooms on the 3rd floor. I arrive at the 3rd year student's classroom with Akemi's package, and look for the person I'm supposed to deliver it to. But some of the other students tell me that she's stepped out for a bit. They say she'll be back soon and that I can just sit and wait for her. But 10 minutes pass and she's still nowhere to be found. Maybe I should have one of those people give it to her and just go home. School's over and most of the students have been at their club activities for a while now. While I'm waiting in the 3rd year classroom, the other students file out, and the school grounds slowly become devoid of life. The noise of daytime activity has all but disappeared. Oh. Just keep on running in Item World. I feel like I'm in detention. I want to go home already. Giving up, I head to the classroom and turn towards the stairwell. My classroom is on the 2nd floor, so I usually don't spend any time up here. The layout of the 2 floors are pretty much identical, but somehow I feel like this is some alternate dimension. Why, I don't know. Just as I'm about to descend the stairs, I start to hear what I think are sobs coming from nearby. I figured I was alone and had relaxed because of that, but the sudden sobbing catches me off guard, and I freeze. I hold my breath and strain my ears. It's not my imagination. Someone nearby is crying softly. Hearing someone crying in an empty school building sounds like the beginning of a horror story. What am I saying? This isn't a horror story. School might be over, but the sun hasn't gone down yet. Finding someone else in the building isn't that strange. Well, I say that, but this situation isn't exactly normal either. The sobbing continues. It sounds like it's coming from the next floor up. It's quiet, but it reverberates off the narrow stairwell's walls. It's definitely coming from the floor above me, though I didn't realize it until just now. But the school only has 3 floors. The only thing above me is the roof, right? School is over. The door to the roof should be locked by now, but I can still hear the crying, so there's no way it could be coming from there. But if the door is locked, that means the way up is just dead ahead. It's just a dead end, I mean. I can't just walk up there and check and claim I happen to be walking by. Before I can think it through, my curiosity has me turning around and heading back up the stairs. Oh, it's just a crying person. It's not that bad. I climb step by step the stairs as quietly as I can, though I can't help but making a little noise. As I get closer to the source of the sobbing, I begin to hear it more clearly. There's just one voice, and judging by the sound of it, it's a girl. It feels like I'm climbing up 10 stories. But it only takes a few seconds, and suddenly I'm almost on the landing. I take the last step and turn towards the source of the crying. In front of me is a girl wearing our school's uniform. She's lying against the door of the roof, sobbing. The girl hears me walking towards her and starts shivering as she turns her head towards me. Nothing up to this point has been too out of the ordinary, at least until I saw her face. The girl stares at me with her single eye, her face sopping wet from crying. And I don't mean that she was missing an eye. She literally had one giant eye in the middle of her face. What the hell? Suddenly, she registers that I'm standing in front of her, and she jumps, drawing her limbs into her body. Maybe it is. A bit of light reflects off the unwiped tears near the wide open eye. I can tell by the way she's looking at me that she's terrified. She's not the only one, though. Without really understanding what I'm looking at, I stare at her, unmoving as she does the same. She's wearing our school's uniform, but is she really a student here? No matter how many times I blink, a second eye doesn't suddenly grow on her face. And I finally realize that what I'm seeing is reality. Faced with this girl who looks like she belongs in a fairy tale, I began to panic. Strangely, though, I'm able to keep my fright from showing. This situation is so unreal. I guess my brain just refuses to fully acknowledge it. I heard crying and came up to see what was going on. Are you alright? The longer the silence drags on, the harder it becomes to break it. I try to come up with something, anything to say to force myself out of this stupor. But my mind is completely blank. At this point, anything is better than silence. It seems her mind is just as blank as mine. I work with my mouth soundlessly a few times before finally spewing out the first thing that comes to my mind. Do you need something to wipe your face? Her uniform is black, so I can't tell if it's wet from her crying into it. She doesn't have a handkerchief or anything, though I produced my own handkerchief from my pocket and moved to offer it to her, because I'm the best guy ever. I approach the girl sitting at the top of the stairs to give her the handkerchief, and once again she starts shivering in fear. She's looking at me like I'm some kind of monster. Am I really that scary? Isn't she the monster here?
Thank you.
I hold the handkerchief out stiffly for several seconds, then cautiously, oh so cautiously, she takes the handkerchief and wipes her face. Those are the first words she's spoken so far, but her trembling voice is so quiet I almost don't hear her. I only transferred to this school about 2 months ago. I don't think I've seen you around. This is definitely the first time we've met. Of course, I'm sure of that. If I had seen her before, her face would have been burned into my mind. There's no way I could forget what I'm seeing now. Should I ask her to give my handkerchief back? It's obvious from the way she's looking at me that she's still confused and afraid. We're not gonna get anywhere at this rate. We must be in different classes since I haven't seen you around before. What grade and class are you in? I'm in class 2-2.
Class 2-1. I mean 1-2.
She actually gave me a proper response this time. She really is a student here. I guess not a monster or something. Suddenly it hits me that I've been sharing the same school and hell, the same world with this person all this time. Oh, 1 year lower then?
Yeah.
Our conversation grinds to a halt again. I can't think of anything else to say. Actually, that's not true. I have a mountain of things I want to ask her. But all of that has to do with her appearance, and I'm hesitant to bring that up and be an asshole. Time passes as I hurriedly try to think of something to say to fill in the silence. What can I say? My mind is totally blank. Every heartbeat seems louder than the last, and the panic I thought had subsided wells up inside my mind again. I don't think I can keep this up. Right, I have to get going.
Ah!
The girl looks like she wants to say more, but without another word, I turn and flee down the stairs. I head to the shoe rack, change my shoes, and start rushing home. I walk on for a few more seconds after clearing the campus gates. Then I pause for a moment and take a deep breath. Jeez! Seems that the girl didn't follow me or even call after me. She's probably still sitting on top of the steps in that desolate stairway. Cool wind is blowing as I walk home, and I gradually regain my composure. My heart is still racing, though. I think I'm going to feel uneasy about what just happened for a long time. I was really surprised. Maybe I still don't fully understand what I saw. I'll have to think about it some more. Was it fear? Was I afraid of her? No. There's nothing scary about that girl, even if she is. Honestly, I can't shake the thought of what she might, that she might be some kind of monster. But she might be a human high school student, right? You know, deformity, eh? I was definitely scared out of my wits at first, but I think if she wanted to hurt me, she would have already done it. In fact, she's beyond harmless. She's as timid as a mouse. But if that's the case, why do I still feel uneasy? My mind is just unable to accept that she only has one eye. No, that's not it. It's not like I was avoiding staring at her or anything. Actually, I don't think I could have looked away even if I wanted to. Is the game frozen? No, it's not. Okay, just double checking because I didn't see it moving on the stream. Whatever, it's not worth dwelling on. The fact I'm not disgusted by her after all this means it was just pure surprise, right? Yeah, I think that's a reasonable conclusion at any rate. I think it's safe to say that anyone who saw her face wouldn't forget it anytime soon. As I'm thinking this over, I finally arrive at the familiar entryway to my house. I was so absorbed in my thoughts, I guess I was on autopilot all the way home. I'm home! Oh, welcome home. You're a little late, aren't you? What were you doing? Kemi wrote me into bringing her to being her errand boy. She wanted me to deliver something for her. Ha! Later that night, I let a deep sigh as I, lying in my futon, unable to sleep. For some reason, I couldn't tell my mom about the one-eyed girl. It wasn't like it was a traumatic event or anything, but I almost feel guilty? At any rate, I can't stop thinking about her face. I know that if I don't fall asleep soon, I'm gonna have to rush to school tomorrow and try to forget about everything that happened today. But I can't keep my eyes closed. She looked like she wanted to say something back there, but I panicked and ran away. I kind of regret not staying now. I roll over in my futon several times, but eventually I come to a decision. I'm going to try to find that girl again, and then get eaten, and then get pooped out. Whatever. I feel like I should at least learn her name. Animation. Ooh. Act 2. Have an eye for... The next day, I try to clear my head as I'm walking to school, but I can't stop thinking about that girl. Should I leave class during the break to go look for her? It's going to be difficult to leave without a good excuse, though. Maybe when school's over, I'll go to where I met her yesterday and say I just happened by. But there's no guarantee she's going to be in the same place today. Besides, I didn't exactly handle the situation gracefully, leaving her like I was trying to run away. Definitely not the best first impression to make. I'll have to think of some excuse for going. Why did I have to go investigate her crying in the first place? I'm not even sure I know myself. That girl. I don't even know her name. What should I call her? Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Before I think of what to call her, I should actually find her first. I'll ask her name, introduce myself, and that'll probably be good enough. She'll probably think I'm some kind of freak, but I guess that's fine. Maybe if I just talk to her, it'll lighten some of the tension between us. I look up to find that I've already arrived at school. Looks like I was on autopilot again. I get inside to change my shoes and head up to the second floor where my classroom is. As I walk up the stairs, I see something strange moving out of the corner of my eye. Peeking around the corner from the connecting hallway is a head of brown hair. It's the girl I've been seeing in my mind all morning. I seem to be the only one who notices her head popping around the corner. She must think that pose will keep her totally hidden. As if she's in a manga or something. But she really stands out. At least to me. She's moving her eye around frantically. And sure enough, she picks me out from within the sparse crowd. I'm so surprised to see her, all I can think is, why is a first-year student on the second-year floor? Before she hurries up to me. Here. She hands me a familiar handkerchief. That's right, I'd totally forgotten I lent her that yesterday. I take the handkerchief, which she folded neatly into a perfect square. I think she even washed it. Yesterday, I mean, thank you. As soon as she says this in her tiny voice, she runs down the stairs and vanishes around the corner. Oh, yeah, she would be a standout pupil. You're right. Hold on, wait! I can't stop myself from calling out, but the morning bell rings, drowning out my voice for me. Oh well, I head into my own classroom. The lunch bell rings. I stash my book in my desk and bolt out of the classroom. I didn't even thank that girl for washing my handkerchief. I go to look for her to say what I wanted to say earlier. I have a good excuse to talk to her now. I can't let this chance slip away. I arrive at the end of the hallway, but instead of going down to the first year classrooms, I head upstairs. I don't know for sure, but I think there's a good chance she's going to be up where I met her yesterday. Well, even if she's not, I can just look somewhere else. I get up to the third floor and keep going up, all the way to the stairs that lead to the roof. Hey. Just like yesterday, she's sitting in the same step at the top of the stairs. I see her shoulders jolt when she hears my voice, and she looks up at me. Her mouth is opening and closing rapidly. She clearly wants to say something, but can't find the words. She's in the same position I was in yesterday, it seems. Thanks for washing my handkerchief. I didn't get a chance to say it earlier. Yeah. There was a lot of confusion in her soft, gravelly voice. The fact that she's looking everywhere but my face tells me she's not sure what to do. I am obviously making her uncomfortable, but I'm not gonna run away like last time. No, no, no! So, this is where you eat your lunch, huh? Do you mind if I join you? Wow, I have a new fetish. I say this as gently as possible as I notice the lunchbox she's got perched on her knees. That's a good place to put it, I guess. Yeah, if you're going somewhere during lunchtime, you're probably bringing your lunch as well. While we're talking, I take out my own lunch. Oh, it probably is. Well, what if he gets all romantic and brings one to her? Oh my god, would that be an insult? Like, how dare you use a pun of my eyeball? And now that I think about it, I don't know if she has any other friends to eat with lunch with. No, no. Her answer comes too quickly, and I wonder if she really means it. Her eye starts darting wildly around the corner in her effort to avoid making eye contact. She begins to look even more nervous. Thanks. Thanks. I'll just sit down on the steps. She didn't tell me to go away, at least. I take a seat next to her and unpack my lunch. This seems to startle her, and she leans away from me as if she's trying to escape. I sat next to her, but it's not like I'm that close to her. I'm a little offended. While I'm unpacking my lunch, I look her over as casually as I can manage. Up until now, I was fixated on her eye, but the rest of her appearance is pretty striking as well. Her head is covered in bandages. Her hair is messy and unkempt. Her uniform looks like it's been ripped apart and only partially stitched back together. I catch a glimpse of skin on her shoulder and stomach, and it looks far from normal. I notice that she has bruises, or maybe birthmarks, I'm not sure which, all over her legs, and anywhere else I can see. Looks more like blood! The skin on her dainty limbs look white as a ghost's. She doesn't look healthy by any standard. Is that... Suddenly our eyes meet. I guess I was staring too obviously. We quickly break eye contact, but she keeps shooting me long side glances, like she's worried I'll attack her or something. I'm clutching my chopsticks, but my lunch remains untouched. The long silence is getting uncomfortable. I try to strike up some conversation. Come to think of it, I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Fukunaga Mamoru. What's your name? It's... Usuisachi. Sachi, huh? Nice to finally meet you. Nice to meet you. Looks like she's not too talkative, though I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I have to keep the conversation going somehow. Do you always eat lunch up here? Does anyone ever come up with you or anything? Yes, I always eat here. No one comes with me. Maybe that was too forward. But the fact that no one else comes up with her isn't too surprising. She's probably always alone. She shifts her attention onto me, watching me cautiously. Is she that afraid of me touching her? Oh, are we touching now? I see. So what do you do during lunch break then? Read. Finish homework. A few other things. Oh, really? What kind of book are you reading? I haven't really read any novels lately. Sorry! Sachi cries out abruptly, her voice raising like she's about to lose her mind. My lunch, I'm done, so, excuse me! No sooner does she say this than she scoops up her almost untouched lunchbox and runs down the stairs like a fraidy cat. I can't really chase after her with my lunchbox still sitting open on my legs, so she leaves me behind. I've just been run out on. and silence falls over the stairwell. I guess trying to force conversation was like that backfired. Sachi only ever replied to my questions with a few words at a time, but she kept looking out over at me with her worried eye. Did I really make her that uneasy? Is it that hard for her to open up to me? This girl seems to lead a very troubled life, and I might not ever be able to get close to her, I guess. No, just because I had one unsuccessful experiment doesn't mean I should just give up. Before, I thought that I'd satisfied if I just spoke to her once, that I'd be satisfied with that. Now I have an overwhelming desire to get to know her. I have to become friends with her now, no matter what. I can't give up. I have to keep trying. Yeah, well, being enthusiastic about it is one thing, but there's nothing I can do right now. I might as well eat my food. Well, I think of a way to meet her again. I finish off what was left of my lunch. Then I check to see if... Oh, yeah, okay. More item world. But it's so quiet here now. I thought that no matter where in the school you were during lunchtime, you'd be able to hear students' lively voices. But they barely reach this lonely place. It's like I'm in another world. The voices of the students talking down below are so quiet that the sound of my own chopsticks clicking against my lunchbox is like a hammer on stone. Even the sound of my shirt rustling as I move is like the howling of the wind in comparison. And welcome back, Ash. I'm multitasking now. I'm playing Love at First Sight while still playing DRPG. How can she eat like this every day? As I close my emptied lunchbox, I make up my mind. I absolutely have to become friends with her. Returning to my classroom, I catch Tomo and Akemi, just as they're finishing their lunches.
Hey, where'd you go? The two of us ate our lunches together, all alone!
Come to think of it, I never said anything to them as I left. Wow, I suck as a friend. My bad. I finished my lunch too. Where'd you run off to? Hey, have you guys seen a first-year girl with a really unusual appearance?
What do you mean by that?
A first-year girl. The one with the ocular issue. Oh, he knows. Yeah, that sounds like her.
Eh? What? What are you talking about? Something I don't know about?
Oh, this probably isn't something you'd want her to hear. It's not really a happy story.
How rude! You shouldn't keep things from your friends!
That's not what I meant, but... Anyway, why do you want to know about her? No reason. I just heard about her and got curious is all. Do you know her? Personally? No. I've seen her around, but I have never talked to her. As for what I've heard about her, I'm not sure if it's true or not. It might all just be a baseless rumor. That's fine. Just tell me what you know. Are you sure you really want to know? Tomo looks side to side like he wants to make sure no one else is listening, even though the three of us are alone in here. Yeah? Ooh, ham and mac and cheese. What was your drink? All right. He promptly turns away from me and stares at the floor. He looks as though he's staring into another dimension. Fine. But take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. A first-year student in Class 2. Female. Name. Usui. Something. I only remember her family name. But she only has one eye. Ooh, apple juice. Nice. Wait.
Wait, one eye? You mean she lost one as an accident?
She didn't lose one. She's only ever had one. Right in the center of her face. One big eye.
What? You mean she was born that way?
I don't know the details, but it seems that she was. I've only ever seen her from but I don't really think that's an injury.
There's really a person like that in the first year classes? I've never seen or even heard about her. Not once!
Well, we are in a different year from her, but regardless, I guess she's trying hard to stay hidden, both from other students and from herself. What do you mean, she's trying to stay hidden from herself? I told you it wasn't a happy story. Tomo takes a quick glance at Kemi. He seems worried to have said too much about Sachi around her. Though it's not like I forced him to tell me. Yesterday, he avoided the subject of all the school celebrities. That was because he didn't want to talk about Sachi? That's all I've heard. But she does have a startling appearance. She's definitely not normal. Maybe she's creepy. Maybe not. But you have to admit that at the very least, she's unusual. She's fascinating to some and scary to others. I guess there are plenty more who find her disturbing. From what I hear, she's always covered in wounds. It's hard to believe that they're all accidental, considering how many she has.
So in that case, they could be from...
Someone beating her up? If someone at her home is hurting her, I couldn't tell you. But there is a real possibility that she's being bullied at school. Could it be... could that be it? Before I wasn't sure what had caused all the injuries. But thinking back to what Tomo saying, it makes sense. Doesn't anyone try to protect her? I told you, all I know is rumors, not details, but there's another student who's also a little famous, and I think she's the one responsible for bullying the girl.
It's not Rui-chan, is it?
This catches me off guard. Akemi, normally so loud, speaks in a hushed tone. Now that I think about it, she's been abnormally quiet the whole time Tomo's been telling us about Sachi. I always figured Akemi would be the first to denounce bullying whenever she sees it, but... Do you know her? I wouldn't say we know her, per se. We just ran into her several times during middle school. Doesn't that mean they know her? Akemi seems to be staring into space now, thinking. Anyway, whether or not we know her doesn't really matter. But yes, the alleged assailant is this girl, Sadakawa Rui. I've heard that she's from a well-off household and was pampered growing up. As a result, she's very self-centered. That's the impression I get when I first met her. But there's probably more to it than that. She's really popular among other students as well. That also contributes to her behavior. Or so, at least I think so. I see. Thanks for telling me. I can find out the truth of this on my own later on, but I think I'm starting to understand more of the situation now. So, what do you think of this one-eyed girl? As Tomos said, the fact that Sachi is very unusual, I am curious to know what he thinks about her. Depending on his response, I may have to change my plans. I just told you what I think. So tell me, what are you doing? What were you doing during lunch? Why are you so concerned about this? I didn't plan on hiding it, but I guess I couldn't have. Anyway, Tomo seems to understand what I was getting at. I can't fool you. You made it too obvious. As I said before, I only have the trivial information. You shouldn't judge a book by your cover, so to speak. I haven't concerned myself with her until now, because I didn't have any reason to. That said, if you want to help her out, you've got my support. I see. Well, thanks. I didn't think there'd be any problems, but still, I'm glad Tomo's so eager to help. I keep my face expressionless, but I breathe an internal sigh of relief.
Wait. Did you actually meet this girl, Makan?
Akemi quickly returns to her previous loud demeanor. Yeah, I did.
No fair! I want to make friends with this girl too, Makan. Introduce me!
Yep, Kemi's back to her old self. The way she's acting before was so unlike her. She seemed worried when Sadakawa and her bullying came up. But now it's like she wasn't even here for that part of the conversation. At least I don't have to worry about Akemi being nice to Sachi if they ever did meet. She's so damn friendly. I'm not sure how I would do that. I mean, I'm not even really friends with her.
Come on, what are you trying to say?
I mean, it's just, she's not used to talking with people. And I think talking to someone like you would be really overwhelming for her.
What's that supposed to mean? You don't want me to meet her? That's definitely not fair!
It's because your voice is capable of leveling... It's because your voice is capable of leveling buildings.
Hey, come on! It's not like I'm going to be giving a speech to a huge audience. It's no exaggeration to say I'm a professional at having super relaxed conversations with guys, girls, kids, and even dogs, cats, and lizards!
It's definitely an exaggeration. You are intimidating with that loud voice of yours. And that meeting is going to end with that girl running away in tears. That's right. I know these two are good people. And as much as I want to introduce them to Sachi, I don't think suddenly coming by with 2 more people is a good idea when she barely even knows me.
Oh! What about Tomo then?
I don't think that would work either. Don't you think she'd just be a little scared if 2 guys she doesn't really know walked up there and started talking to her? She pouts at Tomo. He's right. I don't exactly have the friendliest face. It's safest if you just meet her on your own for a little while. It's true, he's really tall and he always has a somewhat of a strange look in his eyes. It would probably scare her enough I probably scare her enough on my own. But if I brought Tomo along, she'd probably scream and run away. Sorry, you 2.
Fine, I get it. I'll give you a little while. But someday, you'll have to introduce me!
Sure, I promise. Good luck. If you need help, just ask us. Thanks, if it comes to that, I'll gladly take your offer. Act 2 again. Have an eye for... The next day, lunch. I'm gonna try to find Sachi again today, but first. Alright, I need some help, but let's make it quick. We're holding a war council as we're finishing up our lunches. Quick, it is. What do you think is the best way to become friends with her? What makes you think I know? Okay, no, not just her. I mean in general. How do you make friends? Didn't you have any friends at your old school? Well, yeah, but... Then you should know, shouldn't you? No, it's not like I had to try to make friends. I just became friends with some people without even realizing it. I guess that's why I need advice. Never sleep. I mean, look at the bags under my eyes. I might also be doing drugs. Who knows? That's kind of what happens to everyone.
Okay, my turn now.
Akemi, who'd been silent until now, suddenly shouts, startling me. Honestly, I don't think she'll have any useful advice on this subject. But I want to eat my lunch, so I stay quiet and let her talk.
Makan, the answer is simple. You just have to remember when you first met us.
It's a little depressing if our first meeting is the only frame of reference she has. When I met you?
Yeah, because we became friends pretty easily, of course. It's not like you could resist my frantic charm, but still. I mean, my fantastic charm, but still. Bleh. Why did I see an R there?
No, at the time I was thinking, these guys are weird. I only got to know you out of morbid curiosity.
What? That's mean!
The fact you're able to get along with us nerds means you're also weird, doesn't it? I'm not denying that.
No! Deny it!
I don't know what you're so worried about. You're more sociable than me and not as loud as a Kemi.
Why are you guys always ganging up on me?
Anyway, the point is that you don't want to scare her away, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
You're ignoring me again!
And you were going to find her today, right?
Yeah, I'm planning to. But I want to eat my lunch here. Last time I met her, having food with me just got in the way. Besides, I don't want to spend the entire lunch break with her and leave these two hanging.
Are you sure you can stand being away from us?
Sometimes I think this guy reads minds. He really doesn't look it, but he does care about other people. I think I'll manage. I'm more worried about leaving you alone with a Kemi.
Don't remind me. I do like having someone else around who can keep this fool in check.
What did you just call me?
I wonder if I should even go. You sure you can keep her in check on your own? If I'm not here? Then again, Sachi should be finishing up her lunch soon. I've been finishing up my own lunch in a hurry as we were talking as well. Since Sachi's eating alone, she probably won't take long to finish her food.
Sachi? Is that the one-eyed girl?
Come to think of it, I don't remember her whole name. Alright, it's Sui Sachi.
Sachi, huh? Well, she'll be Sachan, then. When you finally introduce her to me, I'll call her Sachan.
That reminds me. When I first met Akemi, she immediately gave me the nickname Makan. And she didn't seem to care that I'd only known her for about a minute. Not that I dislike her, but the speed at which she gets close to people is a bit unsettling, to say the least.
You're deciding on a nickname before you even meet her?
Well, I'm not the one who's going to meet her, Makan. Hurry up and introduce her to us so I don't have to worry about befriending her on my own.
Yeah, I get it. In that case, I'd better hurry so Akemi doesn't have to think too hard about risking shorting out her brain.
My brain isn't going to short out. Hey, wait a minute!
Good luck.
Thanks. I glanced at the whining Akemi before packing my lunchbox and leaving the classroom. Of course, there's no guarantee I will actually find her. Sachi is probably just finishing her lunch by now, and I'm sure she'll go somewhere else when she does. There's also the possibility she chose to eat somewhere else in order to avoid me. I guess I won't know until I go, though. Alright, she's here after all. Same place, same frightened look. Hey, how's it going?
Hello?
She on guard again this time? She seems calmer than she did yesterday. It looks like she just finished her lunch. Her lunchbox is closed. Now what do I do? I suppose I should think of something to say. Oof. First of all, I'm not trying to scare you or anything. I just want to be friends, you know?
Friends?
Her darting eye tells me that I still don't have her trust yet. The only thing I can tell for sure is that she's suspicious of me. Yeah. Do you not want me here?
You don't have to leave, but
In that case, can I talk with you for the rest of the lunch break?
Okay.
Great, she hasn't rejected me yet. Alright, thanks. I sit down on the stairs next to her, same as yesterday. What are we talking about? What were we talking about yesterday? Alright, something about books?
Yeah, books.
You like reading books, right? Do you read manga and stuff?
I like reading novels, mostly just novels.
I see. So you don't like manga then?
No, I like them. It's just, I don't have any money for manga novels either. I borrow books from the library, the school's library. I mean, they don't have manga.
So that's it. Hey! If you want, I can lend you some of my manga. I have a few novels too, not just manga, but I figured she'd be more interested in what she hasn't gotten much of a chance to read.
Huh? Are you sure?
Yep. What genres do you like? I mean, I don't have a ton, but my collection's not too small either. I could lend you some of my favorites.
Is it really okay? You shouldn't go out of your way for me.
I said it's fine. It's not really that big of a deal. I'm just happy we have something in common.
I see. Thank you very much.
If you have some you want to read, let me know. So what genres do you like?
Any genre is fine, besides scary stories or painful ones.
Horror's no good then. You don't have a favorite genre then?
Sorry?
There's no reason to apologize. Alright. The book you were reading yesterday. What was it? Can you let me see it?
Oh? This?
She points at the book she's laid aside next to her.
It's a science fiction book.
Sci-fi. You don't look like you'd be interested in that sort of thing. I read those too, actually.
I really don't care about, genre. If it's interesting, I'll read it.
Anything that's interesting is good, right? This looks like a good book. Anyway, I'll try to choose some I think you'll like. Why don't I bring some of the ones I usually recommend to people?
Okay. I'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. By the way, how is this book? I've heard of it before, but I've never actually read it.
It's okay, I guess.
There's a lot less tension between us now than there was yesterday. Her voice is still a little shaky and afraid, but it looks like she's becoming a lot more comfortable with me. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, what was the last book you read? She may not be used to talking with other people, but it doesn't seem like she's opposed to a good conversation. And then the bell interrupts us and ruins the moment. Time to go already, huh? Well, at least I was able to talk to her more. That's something to be happy about. Oops, we should get going.
Right.
The two of us stand up and start heading down the stairs. Come back here tomorrow, okay? I'll bring the manga I promised.
Oh, okay. Mamoru-senpai?
Yeah? I stop on the steps and turn back towards Sachi. Her voice is so quiet that it's hard to hear over the sound of our footsteps.
I'm really sorry.
Really, I don't mind lending out 1 or 2 books.
It's not that. Coming up here to talk to me while the dog is barking and ruining the entire thing.
Okay, I'll be right back. Sheesh.
Okay, I'm back again. Oh. Oh, you read a World War II book about the Germans.
or a bibliography about a POW being held in Auschwitz. Oh god. Anne Frank. Stuff. School. Oh, the memories.
It's not that, coming up here to talk to me.
What is she getting at exactly? Oh. Usually when people offer to do nice things for you, you say, thanks, not sorry. Not that you have to bow or anything like that. Actually, I should be thanking you for talking to me.
Sorry?
There you go again.
Sorry, I mean, thanks. Thank you.
Yep, I'm glad to help. We're descending the stairs as we talk, and before I know it, we're at the second floor where my classroom is. She's got one more floor to go, since she's the first year student. Alright, this is my stop. See you tomorrow!
Sure. Tomorrow then.
We go our separate ways. Sachi goes to the first floor while I return to my classroom on this floor. Well, I did it. I only just met her, but surprisingly, we actually made a promise to meet up again. It's only been a day, but I feel like we've gotten much closer. While I'm in my afternoon classes, I think about what kind of manga I should lend her and try to remember what's on my bookshelves. And then, the next day... Morning. I enter the classroom and notice that Akemi and Tomo are already here. They both seem very confused as they look from me to the paper bag I'm holding.
Whoa, Makan, what's that? Are you opening a store?
I was talking with Sachi a bit yesterday, and I told her I'd lend her some of my manga.
I think you brought a few too many.
Tomo sounds more surprised than anything. Yeah, I think you're right. The medium-sized paper bag I brought along seems to be sagging under the weight of the manga inside.
Didn't you notice how heavy it was when you tried to lift it?
I guess I didn't somehow.
Is Chan an Amazon or something? She's gonna have a hard time carrying that bag home otherwise, you know?
I'm starting to worry about that myself. I don't think it'll be possible for her. But it probably will be hard.
Don't you think it would be better to give the books to her a few at a time?
I guess so. I'll let her borrow them all eventually, I suppose. Aside from that, though, I've got something more urgent I need to take care of right now. I quickly turn to Akemi and bow my head.
Huh? What's up?
Please let me see your homework.
You didn't do it?
This is the second time today I've heard Tomo sounding surprised. That's a new record, I think. No, yesterday I was looking through my bookshelves trying to find books I could lend to Sachi. I was flipping through each book to determine whether or not it would be good for her or not, and, well, that's all I ended up doing last night.
You're saying you spent the whole day reading manga instead of doing your homework.
I suppose that's it in a nutshell. Yeah. So, Akemi, help me out! Incidentally, there's a reason I'm asking Akemi, despite the fact that she's kind of an airhead personality-wise. She's actually a really good student. I wouldn't say she's smart exactly, but she does seem to like the study. But she does seem like the studious type. Not to say that Tomoyori's grades are bad or anything, but it's easier to ask Akemi than him.
Well, I guess I have to. I'll think of it as an investment into my future rendezvous with Sachan.
Wait. Don't put weird obligations on me.
No, I'm just setting the table so I can meet her sooner.
Setting the table? We're not going out to eat.
So you don't want to see my homework then?
I will concentrate wholly on the work at hand. Please allow me to see it.
Ooh, very nice. Okay.
Lunchtime! Before I can think about which books I'm going to lend her, I have to haul all the manga I brought up the stairway to the roof first. Hey, what's up?
Hello. Mamoru senpai. What's that?
Her gaze shifts onto my paper bag. Does it really stand out that much? I picked out some manga for you to read, but I guess I brought so few. I brought a few too many.
There are a lot.
Do you walk to school?
Yes.
I thought you might. I brought 2 or 3 different series, so go ahead and pick out what you want to read. You can take a few at a time. I don't want to overload you.
Sorry.
Nah. I'm the one who should be apologizing. Anyway, check these out.
Okay.
The bag crinkles as I dig my hand into it. And I pile a tower of manga on the steps. Sachi cautiously extends a hand towards the tower, but she looks like she's about to commit a grave sin. I guess she's never borrowed manga from anyone before. She looks scared for some reason. But she starts to sort through them, and as she's reading the summaries and flipping through the pages of the books, her expression loosens up a little bit.
This one looks really interesting. Oh, I saw a bunch of copies of this one lined up at the bookstore a little while ago. This one, if I remember right, they say they're going to make it into a movie.
So, did you find one you like?
Yes. They all look so interesting. I can't decide. Oh, this one. And this one. Wait, no. This one.
I wait patiently as Sachi begins to fidget restlessly and turn her head to face me for guidance. There's no hurry. Pick whichever you want. The bell drowns out my sentence. The more time had passed than I had realized.
So sorry. Okay, I'll take this one and this one.
Hey, are you doing anything after school? Or are you going straight home?
I'm going right home.
I can help carry them to I can help carry them to your house after class. Wait for me at the school gates.
Huh?
I hastily packed the manga back into the paper bag, and before she can say anything, I'm already heading downstairs with the bag in my arms, and I just, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the house. I freaked her out. Okay. Just before I turn the corner, I catch a glimpse of Sachi and say, "See you after school."
Wait, Senpai!
Having more or less forced her into this, I leave the shaken Sachi and return to my classroom. After school. I leave the building carrying a heavy paper bag. I have no idea how far Sachi's house is from the school, but it wouldn't be right to make her carry all this home. Come to think of it, I don't know where her house is. I don't know what I'm going to do if it's far in the opposite direction of my own house. Nope, I agreed to do this. So even if it is in the opposite direction, I'll go all the way there. I really didn't think this through, did I? Now that I think about it, it's like I'm tricking her into showing me where her home is. Isn't it kind of creepy if someone you've only known for a few days finds out where you live? Well, what if she does think I'm creepy? As I'm thinking about this, I leave the gates and survey the area. Where's Sachi? I suddenly worry that she silently left without me. I guess I was too pushy. I didn't even wait for her to agree to let me walk her home. If she decided to go home on her own, it wouldn't be out of place, and I would have no right to complain anyway. If that's the case, wouldn't she have come to my classroom to give me back my manga first?
Senpai?
No sooner do I hear her voice, and then I realize she's standing next to me, looking up. Where the hell did she come from? She really snuck up on me.
Shall we go?
I look over and confirm that it is in fact her next to me. Then watch as she quickly leaves the campus, staring at the ground with an uneasy expression. It seems like she wants to avoid being seen. I continue after her, holding the heavy paper bag along. About 10 meters on, we turn down a narrow side road. She slows down to a more normal pace before turning to look at me. She seems to have forgotten what she was about to say. Sorry for forcing you into this. You must think I'm a jerk.
No, you're not a jerk. I wouldn't go that far. I think I should go home alone. I don't want to cause you any trouble.
I seem to think about it a bit before thrusting the manga-filled bag at Sachi. She hurriedly throws out her arms to try and take it, but...
Heep!
As I take my hands off the bag, Sachi falls forward under its weight. The bundle of books lands with a deep thud and hits the ground. Yep, turns out she isn't an Amazon after all. See, it's too heavy for you, isn't it? That's why I'm carrying it for you. If you do hate me, though, you should say so. I pick up the bag of manga again.
But Isn't it going to be a pain for you?
Nope, if it was a pain, I'd tell you. Don't worry about it, Sachi. Aren't I the one being the pain here? If you think about it, isn't following someone I barely know to her house kind of rude?
No, I don't mind if it's you following me to my house.
Really? Well, I'm glad then. So, which way is your which way is your house?
This way.
All right, let's get going.
Oh, okay.
The two of us start walking at a steady pace, side by side. Sachi takes short steps, but since I'm weighed down by heavy books, I match her speed perfectly. What's up?
Which way is your house? If it's the opposite direction, I mean, if that's the case, I could carry the manga on my own.
Interesting. Sachi started talking to me on her own? That makes me strangely happy, even if it's only a minor thing.
Mamoru-senpai?
No worries. This isn't the street I usually take, but my house is in this direction. What street do you turn on?
I don't turn, the street changes, but basically, I head in this direction the whole way.
I see. That's good. My house is pretty much straight ahead, so we're probably right in the same neighborhood. Does it take long for you to get to school?
I think I'm pretty close. It doesn't take too long or anything.
Is that so? Cool.
Isn't that heavy? I think I can help you carry it.
I'm telling you, it's fine. I did drag this all the way to school from my house this morning, you know.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
A bendy branch broke and balanced on a bongo? Are you trying to tongue twister me to death? Come on. I'm the one who invited myself to come with you, so there's nothing you need to apologize for. You're not doing anything wrong.
Well, okay. Thank you.
No problem. Anyway, tomorrow's the weekend, isn't it? Don't worry about rushing through the books just to get them back to me. You have plenty of time after all.
Yeah, I guess so. Thank you.
The two of us lapse into silence for a little while as we continue on. On the way, I noticed something. Even though we're generally headed in the same direction that we were when we started, Sachi keeps changing streets. I think it's because she's avoiding streets with a lot of people on them. On top of that, whenever we get to the end of a street, she bows her head as she walks, looking down at the ground. Hey, is your house on the other side of the shopping mall? I want her to stop looking down, so I try to spike up a conversation again.
No, we're not going that far. It's just a little farther from here. We should be able to see it soon.
I see. My house is a little ways behind us. It's a different street, but we really are in the same neighborhood.
Oh, really? My house is over there.
She points at a house a little ways ahead of us. Oh, this is your place, huh? we've arrived at a solitary, small, nondescript house.
Thank you very much. I can take them up to my room from here.
Okay, sure. I gently hand her the manga, but being sure not to drop it into her arms this time. Then, with a metal clack, the door to Sachi's house opens. Surprised, the two of us turn towards the sound. The woman who comes out stares back at me for a moment, but she quickly focuses on Sachi, narrowing her eyes.
Aunt Mayumi, are you going out?
Sachi looks like she's about to cry as she lowers her head, trying to avoid looking at the woman. The person Sachi referred to as Aunt Mayumi is a slender woman with perfect posture and 2 normal eyes instead of a giant one. Yes, something urgent has come up at work. Sachi, who is this boy? She looks at me from top to bottom, her face grave and unsmiling, and her eyes creep into the bag I gave Sachi. She's beautiful, but her stare is so icy it sends shivers down my spine.
This? From school. This the student.
Sachi's voice is tiny as she bows her head again, flustered, and I'm not sure the woman can hear her. Should I try to point that out? She turns to Sachi. Before she can speak, I open my mouth. I'm a Fukunaga Mamoru. I recently transferred schools, and I met Sachi a few days ago. I came here with her so I could carry a bag of books and manga I'm letting her borrow. I try to say this as politely as possible, but I'm probably talking way too quickly. I see. Thank you for doing that for her, Mamoru-kun. Her speech is polite, but she says this in a very flat tone. And it's hard to tell what she's thinking. Of course. Now I must be going. Sachi, since you're late, you'll have to eat alone.
Okay.
With that, the woman rushes out of the house. I watch her for a bit until she turns to the street corner, but she never looks back this way. A family member, eh? You called her your aunt?
Yes, my mother's sister. I'm living with her right now.
I see. I want to ask about her family situation, but swallow the thought and ask what I think is more important. That woman, your Aunt Mayumi, does she treat you badly?
No, not at all. I can't really seem to get close to her, though.
Oh. I don't know if Sachi's bad at telling lies or not, but it doesn't seem like a lie at least. She might be getting her injuries from being bullied at school, after all, but without knowing how her family treated her, I couldn't be sure. Okay, I'm going home. You can return the manga whenever.
Oh, sure. Really. Thank you so much.
See you next week.
Yeah, see you.
Sachi hoists the bag of manga up with a grunt and heads inside. After making sure she made it inside all right, I started walking towards my own house. I'm worried that our relationship isn't coming along as well as I had hoped, but at least it didn't seem like she's being abused by her family. At any rate, I think we've gotten just a little bit closer than we were before. And I smile as I think about that. And we keep on doing Item World. So how's everybody liking the story so far? Or am I wasting my time? Oh, good, good, good. Act 3. Have one's eye on. Glad you like it. The next day, Saturday. On the days when we don't have school, I usually hang out with Tomo and Akemi. Today, though, it seems Akemi's busy, so instead I'm at Tomo's house browsing through his books. Tomo has a minor collection of pretty interesting manga and novels, and it's not unusual that we hang out in his room every now and then. Is Akemi still doing things with her club? Ballet club, right?
No. She's at a birthday party for some third-year student she knows.
Man, she's got a big network of friends, doesn't she?
It's because she's both adventurous and kind-hearted.
She does have that kind of personality, but she's also pretty, and she's good at studying and sports. That's probably what makes her so popular.
Probably.
Isn't she bothered by that?
If she is, I've never heard her say so.
As usual, he doesn't go into detail. The fact that he only replies with such a non-committal answer is aggravating, so I try to probe him for more. Aren't you two going out?
What's that supposed to mean?
No, I'm not mocking you or anything. The way you two are so close, I honestly thought you were going out at first.
We've just known each other for a long time.
Do you want to?
Who cares? Anyway, what about you? It looks like you've got a crush of your own.
It's pretty unusual for Tomo to change the subject so bluntly like that. Pointing that out might be bad, though, so I let it slide. How can you think I have a crush on Akemi?
Not her. Don't you have a thing for the one-eyed girl in the first-year class that you're trying so hard to become friends with?
Well, there's friends and then there's friends. You have a dirty mind. You mean Sachi?
Indeed. Getting close to the girl with no friends who's bullied at school. If you're not doing it out of Akemi levels of random kindness, poking your nose into that girl's business is only going to cause trouble. What are you trying to achieve? Do you have a crush on her or something? Do you want to stick something in that giant eye hole?
No? Come to think of it, I never considered why I want to get closer to Sachi so badly. Maybe I just got involved because I pitied her, like Tomo said, rather than just out of the kindness of my heart.
I guess you don't even know yourself.
Feeling uneasy with the silence I've created between us, I blurt out the first thing that comes to my mind. You're probably right. I suppose there's no need to answer like that, though.
So anyway, what's going on with her?
Me? Nah. I'm just saying things the game doesn't want to say. Oh, I ended up walking back to her house with her so I could give her the manga all at once.
To her house? That's pretty, daring.
After that, I tell him about the time I spent with Sachi so far. Even though I was a little hesitant when I started, as I go on telling Sachi's story, I reflected on it all and realize I've actually been having a good time. It's not like we did anything especially fun, but I have enjoyed talking with her. Still, am I really doing this because I have some kind of crush on her and I have a thing for giant eyeballs? Yeah. But I feel like that's not an easy question to answer, so I try to shake it from my mind. It's not like I need an answer to it right now anyway. Monday, the beginning of the school week. I normally have to drag myself out of the house, my brain heavy with gloom and drowsiness, but today I'm feeling a little different as I walk down the street. Usually, I make a beeline towards school, but instead I'm straying from my normal path and take another nearby street there. It's not like it's a big loss of time, but since the fastest way to school is to go straight ahead from my house, I don't normally use this road. Of course, it's not like I'm just choosing to do this for no reason. I can go faster if I take streets without many people on them. And of course, even if it's unlikely, I thought that if I go this way, I might... As I walk on, I see a figure ahead of me. The torn uniform, the messy hair, the slim build, and of course, the bandages on her head. There's no mistaking who it is in front of me. Sachi. I speed up to catch her and nudge her on the shoulder. Hey! Morning! Sachi turns toward me with a startled look on her face. No doubt from my sudden appearance, I guess I should have expected that kind of reaction.
Mamoru-senpai, why are you here?
Sorry for sneaking up on you. My house is right near here. I mentioned that, didn't I? The route I normally take is just one street over. This is love at first sight. I felt like doing a little reading today. Well, still playing the game.
Oh, really?
Yep. And I took this street hoping I'd see you. I didn't think I'd actually would, though. Do you mind if I walk to school with you?
No.
It doesn't really show on her expression, but I think I hear a little excitement in her voice. Might just be my imagination, though. How was your weekend? Did you read some of the manga I lent you?
Oh, yes. I've already finished parts of the 2 series you lent me. Both of them were really good.
Her tone is uncharacteristically lively. She's wearing a cheerful expression I've never seen until now. But her good mood kind of rubs off on me, too. I'm glad, then.
I thought I should return the books I'm already finished with, so I brought them with me today.
I said you could take your time, didn't I?
Are you sure?
Of course. What should I give you next? Oh, actually, which of those did you like the best?
Both were good, but I like this one the best. The one with the boy who can see ghosts.
As we continue walking and talking about the manga's contents, the school comes into view. Sachi has been fairly talkative on the way here, holding an actual conversation with me. Carrying all that manga for her was definitely worth it if it makes her that happy. We're already here, huh? I usually walk to school alone, but this is more fun.
Yeah.
While we're walking, she was still keeping her eye out for people. But I noticed that she was mostly focusing on me. As we enter the school where there are more prying eyes, however, she starts keeping her head down and walking on the side of the path, trying to stay out of sight. Isn't there at least some way I can help her feel more comfortable? If I have the time, I think I'll take the same street again today. If we're lucky, maybe we can go home together again. As long as you don't mind, that is.
I don't mind or anything. I like being able to talk with you, senpai.
Really? I'm glad to hear it. Oh, and I need to change my shoes. One sec.
Right, me too.
Looking ahead, Sachi suddenly slows her pace and hides behind me as much as she can, like she's trying to disappear. I shift my gaze in the direction she was looking to see a lone girl passing in front of the first year shoe rack. Her hair is dyed blonde and she's wearing a short skirt. Even though we're a ways away from her, I can see the sour look on her face. Wait. Is that Sadakawa? Is that the Sadakawa girl? I asked as quietly, as I look over my shoulder while still trying to keep Sachi hidden.
You know her?
No, I've only heard rumors about her. As I'm working out how to talk about this with Sachi, the bell rings, and the girl who I'm pretty sure is Sadakawa hears it and heads to class. It's a good thing we weren't here in a hurry. We just barely missed her as it is. It looks like she's already gone, Sachi. You need to get going too, don't you? Sachi probably doesn't want to continue this line of conversation. I make sure Sadakawa's definitely gone and, with a sigh of relief, nod to Sachi.
Oh, yeah, right.
Let me join you for lunch again. See you later.
Okay, see you.
So that was the infamous Sadakawa Ryu, huh? Since I've never actually talked to her, I can't say for sure, but I can tell just from looking at her that she has an aggressive personality. Making friends with Sachi is good and all, but I should probably find out what I can about Sadakawa as well. What are you talking about? Morning classes are over and it's lunchtime now.
However,
However, it's only Tomo and me in the empty classroom today. I had planned on asking Tomo about Sadakawa, based on how scared Sachi was just from seeing her. There's no doubt in my mind that Sadakawa is the one bullying her. Wait, where's Akemi?
She had some business in the faculty room. She should be here soon.
I see. Perfect. Before she gets here, there's something I want to ask you.
What's up? Well, first, if we only have until Akemi comes back, I probably won't be able to go into much detail.
I want to know about the girl you mentioned before. The first-year student, Sadakawa. As soon as we started talking about her, Akemi got really quiet. So I figured it'd be better to ask you when she's not around. You said you met her in the past?
That's what you want, huh? Well, it's not like it's a secret, I suppose. We met her 2 years ago when Akemi and I were in our last year of middle school. Sadakawa transferred into our school. Since we were in different grades, we didn't meet her right away. But even back then, she seemed like a violent person, and rumors made their way to us. So then Akemi, with her motto at the time being love and peace, went and tried to rehabilitate her.
Somehow I'm not surprised.
Well, I didn't say she succeeded. Sadakawa made fun of her mercilessly, but even still, Akemi refused to give up. That girl's so damn stubborn. It finally ended when the two got into a nasty fight.
No one tried to stop them?
Well, I rushed over to intervene, but it's not like Akemi just stood there and took Sadakawa's blows. It looked like Akemi lost her cool. She fought Sadakawa with everything she had. That was not something I was expecting from her.
What happened to her?
It was not just a simple squabble. Akemi's always had good reflexes, and Sadakawa seemed to have a lot of experience in fights. They kicked and punched, and naturally, they started using their knees and elbows. I had to stop them.
Oh, no. Sadakawa's from a rich family, Akemi's from, I don't know. That's what we've learned so far. I never would have guessed Akemi would be able to fight.
Even I didn't know that she could, and I've known her for a long time. I saw a side of her I never knew existed that day.
Did Sadakawa say something to make Akemi so angry?
Really, I think that when Sadakawa punched her for the first time, she flipped the switch inside Akemi. I guess Akemi snapped. She really snapped. So after that fight, Akemi became really depressed and was totally a different person for a while.
Because she didn't win?
If I had to guess, I'd say it wasn't because she lost. Rather, I think it's the fact that she couldn't change Sadakawa to come as a huge... She couldn't change Sadakawa came as a huge shock to her. Shock, not sock, what the frick?
What do you mean?
Akemi is really good at becoming friends with people. You have noticed that, haven't you?
Yeah.
No matter how gloomy or rebellious a person is, or how different their interests are to Akemi's, she can always find something to be friendly about. But Sadakawa was not having any of that. After that day, whenever she got depressed, it was because she had come in contact with Sadakawa again. That's also surprising.
Akemi always seems like the type to look forward no matter what.
Well, the old Akemi was a real wimp.
If she could try to make up with Sadakawa at some point, I think that might cheer her up. But those two are like oil and water. I can't force her to do that. No one can. I suppose it's best not to talk about Sadakawa in front of her then.
Unless she brings it up herself, then yeah. I think that's wise, at least until she has a change of heart. I think Akemi will find her own way to deal with it.
You think so?
Yeah, it seems like you might want to ask around about Sadakawa and Sachi's relationship if you want. I could try asking around. See what people say. Recent information about Sadakawa might be more of use to us than information you get about her past.
Really? Yeah, that would be useful information to have. I appreciate your help. I guess the both of us are helping Sachi out in our own ways. Even if Tomo's not directly involved. I know I can rely on him for this, especially since he has a lot more connections than I do.
Akemi and I will gather any info we hear. Sadakawa doesn't seem as violent as she was before. But it doesn't seem like Sachi-chan is asking for help either. Plus, I think Sadakawa is only bullying Sachi-chan. One victim and one tormentor. That can't stand out too much. Most of the students outside of their class probably don't even know anything about it. Whatever the other students and teachers think, I doubt that they know the whole story. Even if they suspect what's going on, they'll most likely turn a blind eye to it, since no one wants to get involved in that.
So in other words, as it stands, no one's going to lift a finger to help Sachi?
Precisely.
Well then, if no one else is involved, resolving this shouldn't be too hard.
However, if the other students think of Sachi, I'm pretty sure they'll turn as blind an eye to you helping her as they have to Sadakawa abusing her.
If Sadakawa is the only one abusing her, I think I should be able to get her to stop. That's assuming she doesn't have any friends in on it with her, of course.
You probably could, but I doubt it'll go smoothly either way.
Sachi has me and I have you guys. We'll definitely work something out.
I hope so.
Sorry, I'm late, guys.
Akemi calls out as she barges into the room, her loud voice disturbing the calm of the classroom.
I'm starving. Wait, you two haven't eaten yet. Could it be that you were waiting for me?
Oh, right, I forgot about my lunch.
So you weren't waiting for me then?
What should I do? If I take my time eating now, I won't have time to go see Sachi.
Why don't you eat over there? You've become good enough friends with her, haven't you?
But Akemi just got here.
I was late today, so don't worry about it. Just hurry up and introduce me to Sachan already.
Fine, I get it, but thanks for everything, guys.
Everything?
Kemi, who hasn't been part of the conversation until now, tilts her head in confusion. Yeah, everything. Anyway, I'm going. Hey.
Oh, Mamoru-senpai, hello.
Since I didn't eat part of my lunch, I'm able to meet Sachi a little earlier than last time. As I arrive, I see something unexpected. At first, she's surprised to see me, but her surprise soon becomes joy as a smile begins to bloom on her face. Until now, she's always had a downcast look about her. Does that smile mean she likes hanging out with me? I didn't manage to eat lunch before I came. Do you mind if I eat here?
I don't mind. It's fine.
Once again, I sit down at the same place on the steps. Huh? Sachi, where's your lunch?
I already put it away, my lunchbox.
For some reason, she looks away from me as she replies. Lunch break only just started a little while ago, so it wouldn't be strange if she was still eating when I got here. But I don't see her lunchbox anywhere. She is, however, holding one of the manga I let her borrow and seems to be reading it. I start to feel a little uneasy. Even if she finished eating, she still should have her lunchbox around at least. Where's your lunchbox?
Actually, I forgot my lunchbox today.
Ah, now I'm starting to understand. I'm starting to understand that she is a terrible liar! Item world, never stopping item world. Was it that Sadakawa girl?
Huh? Why?
Bingo! What happened?
Well...
I wait for an answer, but none comes. It seems she doesn't want to talk about it. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but you haven't had anything for lunch, right? As I study Sachi's troubled face, I realize she thinks I'm blaming her. That'll make this harder to deal with. I can tell from Sachi's reaction to Sadakawa's name that whatever happened is definitely that girl's fault. Of course, even if she tells me what happened, it's not like I can do anything about it right now. I should worry about what's going on in front of me.
No. But I'm fine, really. I wasn't hungry anyway, and I usually don't eat that much in the first place.
That's not really the issue, though. Can't you buy something at the cafeteria? I can lend you some money if you really need it.
You don't. It's fine. I'm okay. Really.
For once, Sachi actually has some force in her voice. Since she's refusing to let me buy her lunch, she probably won't let me give her part of my own lunch either, but... Alright. Ah, wait. I've got my lunch. Do you want some of that?
Huh? No, you really don't have to.
I said it's fine. You don't have to eat much. You don't eat too much either, and besides, sitting here next to you and eating while you watch would be really rude, even if you don't want any of my any food yourself. I move next to Sachi and open my lunchbox. For a moment, I worry that she'll try to avoid me like she did the first time I sat next to her. But she doesn't do anything like that, she just looks a little uneasy.
Are you sure?
She still seems reluctant. But as she turns to face me, her stomach lets out a pitiful growl. I know she's just trying to be polite, but she really can't hide how hungry she is anymore.
Just ignore that.
She hangs her head, ashamed of her rumbling stomach, but she's still not ready to give in. I know she's not going to relent on her own. So I pick a small piece of fried egg out of my lunchbox with my chopsticks and hold it up to her mouth. You know you want it. Come on, you're hungry, right?
Huh? Wait,
Say ah. Sachi looks back and forth between my face and the chopsticks. Several seconds pass. But sure enough, she surrenders and opens her mouth. There. I stuffed a piece of egg into her mouth. She starts chewing, her eye shut tight. Do you like it?
yeah.
Great. Next, open up. I present the next bite I've gathered between my chopsticks to her.
That's enough. I don't want you to have less food because of me.
It's really no big deal.
Well,
As I watch Sachi meekly peck at the ends of my chopsticks, I start to feel like a mother bird feeding its chick or something. I can't help but think it's a little cute.
that's enough. Really.
Open wide. I almost feel like someone else is controlling my hand. Not that I'm about to stop them.
You could at least let me eat by...
I'm sure this is embarrassing for her as I keep making her eat. I notice her cheeks get redder and redder. She's so damn cute!
I've already eaten half your lunch. The rest is yours.
She finally says, staring down at her hands. Sure enough, only half of my lunch is left. I suppose so. You sure you don't want any more?
Just eat your lunch.
She turns her flushed face away from me. Maybe I overdid it. Sorry, I got carried away.
No, it's all right. I was happy that you fed me some of your lunch. Wait, I mean, not literally fed me. I mean, I was happy you shared your lunch with me.
It's okay. I understand. I wasn't trying to be mean or anything.
I know. Anyway, thank you very much.
Of course, no problem. I suppose I'll clean up the rest. As I'm about to start on my, what's left of my lunch, Sachi stares at the chopsticks. Oh! I should have realized it sooner, but the chopsticks I'm about to eat with are the same ones I've been using just a moment ago to put food directly into Sachi's mouth. Sorry, I forgot. That would have been kind of gross, huh?
No, I really don't mind. But if you think it's gross, it might be best to wash them. Don't worry about me, though.
I don't really care either. Actually, if you're okay with me using them, I'm gonna go ahead and eat.
Sure?
This has gotten a little awkward. I eat my food and try not to think about it too much. even though I'm trying to focus on eating. I keep catching myself stealing glances at Sachi out of the corner of my eye. Sachi opens one of the manga as if to read it, but I notice that for some reason her eye stays fixed on me as I eat my lunch. Whenever I look at her, our eyes meet. Her cheeks are still red. She's still embarrassed about me feeding her? Or is there another reason? Either way, it's getting really hard to focus on eating. Okay, I'm done. And as if on cue, the bell rings, marking the end of lunchtime.
Not the watermelon people!
Okay. Already? Huh? I guess we did take a while to eat.
I guess so. Oh, let me give back the manga I borrowed. I brought all the ones I finished.
Cool. I'll pick up the ones from the series. I'll pick up the next ones in the series for when I see you again.
Thank you.
I gather up my empty lunchbox and manga and start heading down the stairs to my classroom as Sachi follows me. Hey, why don't we walk home together again after school? If it's not too much trouble for you. I mean, it's nice to have a friend who lives nearby.
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Her face lights up with a genuine excitement, even though we've only known each other for about a week. I don't know how we ended up doing things like going to and from school and eating lunch together. But if it makes Sachi happy, why should I care how it happened? I'm such a Sachi simp. Most of all, if being together makes her happy, then I'm happy too. School's almost over. As I return to my classroom after lunch, I realize something. I'm happy that we promised to go home together, but we never chose a place to meet before we parted ways. If I wait by the gates like last time, she'll probably come by, but Sadakawa might also be around. Maybe I should take a peek into their classroom instead and be creepy! And as I'm trying to decide, the bell rings, finally signaling the end of the day's classes. I take my bag and hurry towards Sachi's classroom. I rush down the stairs, but as I reach the first floor, I can see that the first years are already filing out of the hall, and I quicken my pace towards Sachi's classroom. In the moment I step in front of the classroom doors, someone flies out into me and knocks us both off balance. And just as she's about to go down, I reflexively reach out and catch her and probably grab her boobie or something. Everything okay?
Excuse me, senpai!
The student who just flew into my arms, and who I'm holding on to tightly, is none other than Sachi. We stare at each other in astonishment. Then I see another student behind Sachi, who is also looking in astonishment. Sadakawa Rui. Did she just push Sachi out the door? Now I know the reason Sachi had no lunch today. Sadakawa's surprised expression soon turns angry. She glares at me menacingly and starts to speak. Who the hell are you? Some upperclassman? Yeah, a second year. But she doesn't let this get in the way of her anger. Oh, really? Then what are you doing on the first year floor? I came here to see Sachi. For a moment, Sadakawa looks surprised again as she sizes up the two of us. Sachi regains her balance as she separates herself from me. Then she takes a step back, retreating from Sadakawa's presence. She's not trying to run away, though. Is it because I'm here? Her eye darts back and forth nervously. Her? Are you staring? Her? Are you starting a freak show, senpai? If you think it's okay to force your friends into freak shows, you're really messed up. That's really pitiful. This girl more... Why can't I read anymore? This girl's more prickly than I imagined. Naturally, my insult just annoys her more. I'm not sure if that actually got to her or not, but she pins a hostile glare on me. Oh, yes, well, excuse me. She really doesn't have any talents to display. And dressing her up as a clown would only disgust people. Of course, you are right. The insecurely polite... The insecurely polite words that Sadakawa spits at me are dripping with venom and malice. If this is what what made a Kemi snap, I would not blame her. I think she's more suited to the role of a heroine than a clown. Her, at best, that one-eyed thing that looks like it stepped out of a fairy tale, will become some wretched beggar on the streets. Yeah, maybe she did step out of a fairy tale. If I had to guess, I'd say it was Cinderella. She's definitely plagued by something like an evil stepsister. You know that story, don't you? Oh. That's a good joke. But if you're casting parts, I think I'd rather be the fairy godmother who turns the pumpkin into a carriage. Making Cinderella get run over by her carriage would be pretty neat twist, don't you think? Our verbal duel continues on a while. She's wearing a vicious grin on her face, but the fire in her eyes grows hotter and hotter, and I can feel the heat of her stare. I refuse to look away, however, and it feels like the friction in our clashing gazes might set the whole hallway ablaze. Senpai! Sachi tugs on my sleeve, pulling me back into reality. Several students have gathered around us to watch our fight. Here I am, a lone second-year student in front of a first-year classrooms, completely out of place. I should not be drawing this much attention to myself. Sorry. Let's go, Sachi. I take Sachi's hand and turn my back to Sadakawa. Ugh. I'm still pissed and I want to turn around and go after her again, but Sadakawa stays quiet. Sorry about that just now. I really made a fool of myself. We leave the school in a hurried pace, but once we're outside of the gates and start heading home, we slow down a bit. No, it's okay. You caught me right when I fell, and you protected me from Sadakawa-san. Thank you for that. Hey, it's probably none of my business, but if you're having trouble and you need help, you can just ask me anytime. Thank you. Sachi replies after a short pause, looking somewhat puzzled. We might have become friends, but I guess we're not close enough for her to be comfortable trusting me with that sort of thing yet. Anything you need, I just want to help.
Okay.
By the way, if you like the books I gave you, I have some more from that author.
Oh, really?
I changed the subject to a lighter topic. Going home together would be more fun than this. Should be more fun than this. At the very least, I want to see her smile more while we're together. I think those are the ones I should lend you next. Do you want to read them?
Sure. That does sound great. I'll look forward to it.
Act blah blah, eye to eye, blah blah blah. About 2 weeks have passed. I've met Sachi for lunch on the stairway that leads up to the roof every day, and she's gone through countless manga and novels. We've also gone to and from school together when we could. Sachi hasn't asked for help since the day I offered it to her, but even still, every now and then I go around to her classroom to meet her. Of course, I try not to draw attention to myself anymore and just go retrieve Sachi as quickly as I can. Even though Sachi's free from Sadakawa, I think she's still worried about being bullied. There is no especially noticeable change, but Sachi's smile doesn't seem faked like it did before. Little by little, smiling is becoming more natural for her. What are you smiling about? Today, as always, I arrive at home after walking Sachi to her house, and I run into my mom, who seems to have come out to check the mail. Oh, nothing. My face is betraying what I'm thinking. Or is my face betraying what I'm thinking? I try to put on a more neutral expression as I reply. You've been getting up so early in the past few weeks. Having fun at school? Something like that. It's not like we've actually been planning to meet up in the morning. We just keep getting lucky, I guess. But yes, it does mean that I've been getting to school earlier than I used to do. The main reason I'm leaving early is that I'd hate to let the chance to meet Sachi up in the morning to slip away. The fact it's to put a stop to my habit of being late is just a nice side effect. Oh, my. I thought she was going to pry into my school life, but the mail seems to have caught her attention first. She scans the envelopes and eventually stops on one, separating it from the others. She reads it after a moment, finally sighs. What's wrong? I won tickets to a private showing of a new movie, but it's on the same day that we've planned to visit some of your father's relatives, so I can't go. A private viewing? Is it you really hit it big. Well, I do enter a lot of these kinds of drawings. Filling out entries to those prize lotteries is my mom's hobby. She systematically scans the web and fills out every one she can find. She actually wins quite a few of these private showings, so my dad and I accompany her pretty often. You said you had plans for that day? When is it? You usually do everything you can to go to those. It's this Sunday afternoon. These sneak peeks are usually on weekday nights, but not many people go on Sundays. Hey, could I have those tickets? Since you and Dad can't go. Sure, I don't mind. I don't know if the movie's good or not, but I still don't want to waste the tickets. Great, thanks. Bribe. Boop. And that's how I got them yesterday. Lunchtime, as I eat with Tomo and Akemi, I show them the tickets for the private showing that I got from my mom.
Wow! I never heard of that movie, but it looks fun!
Akemi is practically squealing with delight as she looks over the tickets.
Oh. So now, the answer to the question of which of us to invite is neither, I'm guessing.
Good guess, Tomo.
Huh? No way, he didn't say that!
Bad guess, Akemi.
What the heck? I totally thought I knew where you were going with this. But you're not taking us? Meanie? I want to see the movie too!
Sorry, I've only got 2 tickets. If I invite one of you, that means I have to leave the other one of you behind.
So he's going to invite you-know-who instead.
I know who. Oh, Sachan!
So what do you think?
What do we think? Yeah, your tickets, and besides, you're the one who knows your relationship with her best. Well, whatever. Sure, go ahead and invite her.
Well, I've never hung out with a girl outside of school. I'm a little nervous.
Hello? What about the trip we took together on the last holiday?
You're a poor replacement for a girl.
What's that supposed to mean?
No, what I mean is, whenever we meet, Tomo's almost always there as well.
Well, yeah, I guess that is true.
I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but you're the one she knows best. We can't really give you much advice, but if you coerce her into going, she's never going to be comfortable around you again. If you plan to accompany her there, there should be enough. That should be enough to convince her, right?
Yeah, you're probably right. I guess I should actually find out where we're going, though, first, huh?
Man! I guess it does make the most sense for you to take Sachi instead of us. I still feel like I'm missing out, though.
Well, if Sachi ends up rejecting me, I'll just hand the tickets off to you two and send... At that point, I wouldn't know what to do with them anyway.
Eh, you sure? But you could go alone if you wanted, couldn't you?
Maybe. But do I want to go alone? Besides, these tickets are in my mom's name. If one of the people who's trying to use them isn't female, they might not accept them at all. Anyway, that's all a moot if Sachi agrees to come.
I can't make this decision for you now that I have to... for now that I have a stake in it. Do I want to see the movie, or do I want a day when I finally meet Sachan to come sooner? I guess either would be good.
What about you, Tomo?
If you do hand the tickets off to us, that means I have to spend a day with Akemi, which is pretty tiring prospect. Then again, I can't exactly refuse your generosity. I am free that day, and going to a movie might be a worthwhile diversion.
Wow, I didn't realize that you were that excited to go on a date with me, Tomo.
Look, I'll do it, but you have But do you know how much energy it takes the average human to keep up with you?
The two keep talking, but I think they've forgotten what has happened before they got the tickets. Thanks for your input, guys. Anyway, I'm done with lunch, so I'm going to hurry up and go find Sachi. And bribe things. Oh, the bribing.
I think my voice is getting tired.
I shall make a saving point. So, what do you think's gonna happen next? Will she go to this movie? Or will she freak out going,
No, I can't go out in public. What the hell are you thinking? Oh my god!
how can both happen? Oh, yeah. It's already about 6 o'clock. Holy shit. Oh, fishy fleet came back and I didn't know it. Shit. Fishes. Ah, because of eyeball plot, I see. I am never ever going to run out of crab miso. See you later then, generic. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. I know for a fact that this isn't a very long game. So, if we do this again next time, yeah, I could probably finish it. I just need to rest my voice a bit. But you guys can poke me on Discord if you still want to talk. See ya.